花插襟上，何時能再與你一雙雙走到阡陌上？每次我看見野花也會對你上一堂。
Okay, today is the 1st of April, right? So it's April Fool's Day, right? So today I'm gonna talk a little bit about Leslie Cheung's party, simply because April Fool Day is the day that he decided to end his life, back in 2003. So why did he decided to end his life? Until today, I think nobody really knows the exact reason, but I think most of it is because of some mental disturbance, right? He was emotionally very disturbed. He could not make rational or logical reasons. Now the question is that as a party practitioner, can we see this in his party? Right now, so how can we do that? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, let me shift my pen. Yeah. Okay, this is his party. So definitely, Leslie is a water person, Day master, born in the rooster month, right? So rooster month is definitely heavy metal energy, which is also in a way is helpful to him because metal represents the stem, right? The stem. So the stems are actually sort of your talent. So he has some inborn talent. Definitely, I think without a doubt, he has inborn talent. Comes from rich family. I mean, fairly well to do because there's a lot of wealth element in his party as well, here and here, right? So and definitely he's a strong day master, right? Born in the autumn month, mid of autumn. Good performance. Now the thing is that many people see him as a successful singer, songwriter, and even actor. He did won a couple of awards in acting, but for some reason he decided to take a moment of retirement. So actually he retired somewhere between 5 years, when during that time he moved to Canada. But in 1995 he decided to come back into show business, singing, and in 97 he announced his relationship with his longtime childhood friend, which is also a male. So basically he sort of declared that his tendency is gay, right? Now today I'm not going to talk about the gay part or why he had many girlfriends before but they were not successful. That's another topic for another time. Today I try to keep it short. I'm going to focus on the reason why he decided, why what happened to the suicide thing. So why did the suicide thing happen? Okay, let me change the color of my pen so that it's easier to see. Okay, now a water person. Now in 1993 he entered this slug of metal ox, right? Xingqiu. Now, Xingqiu is metal ox. Metal ox, when you see this thing, his metal is already very strong in his party. When he enter the metal ox period, the metal energy becomes overwhelming. Now, when the metal energy becomes overwhelming, this becomes a problem to the water person. It literally represents he's emotionally unstable. That's the reason why when people with a lot of stem, sometimes they can be very emotional. I've seen party like that. In fact, one of my students has this party. He's emotionally, I wouldn't say he's unstable, but he thinks too much. Thinks too much, acts too little. That's the problem with him. As a result, his life is being stuck at a level where he just could not progress in his career. Right? A very sad case. But in this kind of situation, you definitely have to use your conscious mind to constantly remind yourself that you need to move forward. If you choose to stick at the point, then you are living your destiny. That is why in Chinese we have a saying, if you know your destiny, you should design your destiny. But what do we mean by design your destiny? Meaning taking charge. If you know that you are a thinker more than a doer, then you should act yourself to do more, right? You don't care whether it's right or wrong, just do. And one day you will find a way out, right? But the problem is that if you cannot control your subconscious using your conscious mind, then forever you're stuck in the rat hole, right? And this is precisely the situation where Leslie is facing with very strong metal energy in his Bazi, right? This causes him a lot of problem with emotionally thinking. Then the person becomes very emotional. He cannot think straight. The emotion just controls him. That is the problem with his Bazi. And from there, in 2003, in 2003 he decided to make a very drastic move. You can always see the trend here. Now you see, in 2003, the Kui clashes with his thing. There's a clash. So number one, there's a clash here. Number two, you can see down here there's a Chou Wei clash. Right, so the two element here clashing now. So what is the implication? When you see a peer element or Rockwell element clashing to your wealth, definitely number one, this represents your thinking is being even more disturbed, right? Because the fire element here is already being extinguished by the water element here. And number two is that when your two earth element is clashing, right? These two element represents officer. Officer represents your decision making. Now, when you have a very strong, when you have a clash like this, your decision making becomes very, very disturbed or very confused. And also you can see down here, same time there's a clashing here, right? So there's a clash between the stem and the output. So when your stem and output clash, it literally means that what you think and what you do is even more confused. You cannot control what you think or you cannot control what you do. So this is the problem why 2003 becomes a very, very difficult year for him. And unfortunately, for some reason, I read somewhere that he was seeing some doctor, psychiatrists and things like that, but that couldn't help, you see. Sometimes learning Bazi is this: you need to understand yourself. Also, maybe if this person is related to you, close to you, then you should understand his underlying subconscious, or what he is exactly going behind his mind. Then with that, you are more able to find a better solution how to deal with this person, right? This type of person, when you see also at the same time, I think I need to add on one point also. You see the zinc metal also clashing his yi during this period, right? So you can see that as he enter the luck 93, whatever he does and whatever he thinks is very going back and forth, right? He's very confused. He's not sure. Well, he's not sure what he wants to do. Maybe, well, he tries something, then he finds that, oh, that's not what I want. Now I need to redo the thing. So these kind of activities will go on very frequently. Because this person is already too much of matter, he thinks too much. He's complicating the things for himself. Actually, the matter of the fact is that maybe the situation is not as complicated or difficult as what he thinks. But in his mind, he thinks it's very difficult, very tough situation. And therefore, sometimes this kind of situation can force a person to take very drastic action. So to me, as a parent or as a person, as a friend, a brother, or whatever, or even you as a doctor itself, it's always good to understand a little bit of party. Because understanding your own party or the other person's party, you are able to help him and guide him naturally in a way, right? So hopefully that I think in my years of consulting, I have helped many people using the party astrology, and I think in many ways it's very helpful for people, especially when they are very mentally disturbed. So you understand their underlying mind, what is going through, how is it going through, and what is the best way to help them, and as long they are willing to talk to you, right? Of course, the other half of it would be up to this person to act on the newfound knowledge. Unfortunately, I think maybe Leslie had not met somebody who was able to talk sense into him. I know it's going to be difficult, but nonetheless, I think that probably maybe, yeah, it was a chance to, there was probably a chance given the time to help him to avoid all these issues, because destiny is there, but destiny is not cast in stone. So meaning that to some extent we have a small play, a small role in controlling or shaping our destiny. We may not change the bulk of it, but we can in a small way still manage or able to control or reshape the destiny. So I think this is a very beautiful tool that heaven has left for us, and if we know how to use it wisely, we can help a lot of people, right? So this is a little very short, simple way of explaining what happened to his party back in the major luck of 1993 and the year of 2003. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it, this very short and simple illustration. So if you have anything in mind that you can't think, always remember this: something is in your party that is giving you a clue. Life is not always bad. Sometimes what is bad is in only through your eyes, but it may not be as bad. The reality is may not be as bad as what you think, right? So always open up your mind to talk to people. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. Bye bye.